Hey, good day, folks. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. Uh, Welcome to Andrew's Life. On this video, I'm going to be driving through the town of Lake Park, Georgia, which is located in the southern Georgia region, and it is located 13 miles south of Valdosta. If you're curious to see the video that I made of Valdosta, feel free to watch it. I just put it out yesterday. So anyhow, the Lake Park, Georgia is, like I say, it's a town. It's a small, it's a town that's located 13 miles south of Valdosta, and it has a population of 1,485 people as of 2023. Now, from the 2020 census to 2023, the population in those 3 years have grew by 59.3%. The population back during the 2020 census was at 932 people. 2010 to the 2020 census, the population grew by 27.1%. And the population as of the 2010 census was at 733 people. 2000 and the 2010 census, the population grew at that time by 33.5%. So, needless to say, this is very much a growing community. It is very much a community that a lot of people are wanting to move to. I mean, you're close to Valdosta, so you're not far from many of the conveniences of the city, but you're far enough away to avoid some of the riffraff of even some of the mid-sized cities in this case. Because even mid-sized cities are going to have at least an element of riffraff. And, as time goes by, more and more people are just fed up with the riffraff. They're fed up with some of the shenanigans that tend to go on in many of your cities, even your smaller cities anymore. So if you're looking to move to a small community, but still be close to all the conveniences and amenities of the city, this could be a good place for you to live, depending on what you're able to afford when it comes to housing. And again, just like with the video I made yesterday, I mean, if you choose to move here, you're within an hour and a half, give or take, from either Tallahassee or Jacksonville, Florida. So so again, this is one of those type of communities where if you're needing to be within an hour of a major metro area, you're not going to have that convenience here. But if you don't need to be close to a major metro area, and whatever Valdosta has to offer, along with what might be in this community, if that's good enough for you, this could be a good place to call home. I mean, if you get bored and you want to maybe take off and go to the beaches in Jacksonville, that's only about an hour and a half away, maybe with heavy traffic, 2 hours. But it's not too far from here is what I'm trying to tell you guys. And just a little bit of history about this community. Now, Lake Park was built in 1889 along the Georgia Southern and Florida Railway. This town was named Lawrence, named after the town's founder, Lawrence A. Weisenbaker. The name was changed to Lake Park in 1890 due to the number of surrounding due to a number of lakes surrounding the town. Lake Park was incorporated as a town in December of 1890. Now, as far as it goes for the racial demographics here, I mean, this little community is fairly diverse. Now, if you're coming from a major city that out west or in the northeast, you might disagree, but for a city of this size and for a city this nice, it is fairly diverse. I mean, you got 71.4% white, 15.8% black. You got just under 1% Asian. You got 0.9% Asian. You got 1% Native American and 8.9% Hispanic. And if you're looking to rent, if you're looking to move here, your median rent prices are going to go from $650 to $1,340 a month. Now, if you're looking to purchase, according to Realtor.com, I looked at Realtor.com for houses here before I began to record, and right now the cheapest house that's active on the market for sale is priced at $165,000. And really, there's really no bad area that you're gonna find throughout this community. There really is no bad area. And when it comes to the crime, I mean, overall crime, for every 1,000 people, 24.5 people will most likely become a victim of any type of crime. As far as it goes for your violent crime, the chances of you becoming a victim of a violent crime is going to be 2.6 people for every 1,000 people. And the chances of you becoming a victim of a property crime will be 16 people for every 1,000 people, which is a little below the national average. The national average for violent crime is 3.8 people for every 1,000 people. The national average for property crime is 19.5 people for every 1,000 people. So the crime here is lower than national average. And the public school system here does score an A according to niche. So a lot of good things going on in this city. And as far as the housing prices go, I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of houses that you're going to see for sale for under $200,000. I would say there'll be a couple, there'll be maybe a few houses you'll see for under 200, but not too many. So let me get that out there right now. And a lot of the houses that you will see for sale are going to be newer construction. And if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you already know how I feel about new construction. Treat new construction the same way you would treat a pre-existing house. Get your inspections done. Make sure you have a home inspector that's going to be honest and knows what the heck they're doing and knows about houses. Obviously, you want to also have good representation on the realtor side of things, but if you're a newbie looking to buy a house, that could be hard to detect because you got a lot of realtors that seem like they're good. They seem like they know their stuff, and they really don't. All they care about is making a commission. So if you're looking to buy a house, be careful. Now, personally, I think this is a nice little community to live, provided that you're not worried about being real close to a major metro area. It appears it's quiet, it's clean, and honestly, you couldn't really ask for much more. Now, housing prices, well, housing prices here are a bit on the costly side, in my opinion. It's definitely not the most expensive, but When you take into consideration the fact that the wages for many employment opportunities here in South Georgia are not that good, if you move out here, you better have a good paying job, or you better have a darn good paying hustle. So now, as far as what people are saying about Lake Park on Niche, this city scores a 3 out of a 5-star rating, and that's based off of 15 reviews. Now, 2 people gave this city an excellent rating. Excellent is 5 stars, and terrible would be 1. Nobody gave this city a very good. 9 people rated this city as average, which is 3 stars. 4 people rated the city poor, which is a 2-star. And nobody rated the city terrible. So we're going to go back and we're going to read comments out of each category. I'm going to read maybe 2 to 3 out of each category. We're going to start with 5 stars, and we're going to work ourselves down. Now, this first comment is a 5-star. This was written August of 2019, and it reads as: Lake Park is an amazing place of residence. It is safe, small town. It is a safe, small town. I do not have to worry about my younger teenage sister getting hurt in this town when she is out with friends. I highly recommend Lake Park as a place to live. There are quite a few jobs to choose from in this area. Fast food, clothing stores, gas stations, grocery stores, banks, restaurants, and many more. And those are good choices of jobs if you're a teenager. Just saying. Or maybe if you're attending college and you're still living at home with your parents. Okay, the second 5-star was written May of 2017, and it reads as follows: I love Lake Park. They have outlet malls, and a flea market if you love to shop but also love bargains. It is a stop and rest town, so if you are a traveler and are passing through, Lake Park, Georgia is a great place to rest. There are plenty of restaurants, convenience stores, gas stations, and a rest area. The scenery is beautiful if you love the big oak trees. This with the moss hanging down, and there are golf course, parks, and lots of lakes and ponds if you like to fish. Okay, now I'm down to the 3 stars, and the first one was written. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, all the ones that are 3 stars are older. They were written back in 2014. So as I read some of these comments, as I read some of these reviews, just bear that in mind. The first one, which is written July of 2014, it's a 3-star. Summers get too hot. Winters are beginning to get cold, and there are not enough tools to deal with ice removal and possible snowfall. Okay, that's news on me. I didn't even know it snowed out here. Maybe, I don't know. Someone leave a comment in the comment section who's familiar with this community. How often does it snow out here? I can't imagine it snowing out here too often. I thought the climate here was similar to what you get in southern Alabama. Anyways, let's keep going. Locals usually do not make good decisions during the cold weather when they are not used to it. I know it gets cold down here, but as far as snow, from what I understood from people that are locals of the deep south, it doesn't snow down here too often. It might snow maybe every 10 years, and even then it's not going to be but maybe some flurries. That's what I understand. So somebody leave a comment. Let me know. I mean, how often does it snow? How deep does it get? How cold does it get? I'm kind of curious now after reading that comment. All right. So the second 3-star review was written July of 2014 again. There are quite a few options for food for such a small town. A few more places being established with a greater variety of food, whether chain restaurants or not, would be good. And I'll read one more, which is also written July of 2014. There is not much open land space for public use. Areas for public use often have unkept grass, ant hills, etc. Some areas for public use are fenced in with the gates open during limited hours. Okay. Now I'm gonna read some 2-stars, which again, these 2-star ones are older. They were all written June of 2014. So I'll just kind of see what ones are worth reading. Now the first one I'm going to read, which is a 2-star. Lake Park politics are very corrupt. People are very overweight and unhealthy here overall. I do not know what attracts people to Lake Park for the tourism. Now, those are all comments that are 2-stars, and they were all written June of 2014. And then the last one is almost everyone is very conservative politically and has similar religious views. Well, what can I say? Welcome to the Deep South. I mean, I'm not sure where these people are from that come down here. I mean, maybe they're from larger cities like Atlanta. Maybe they're from larger cities, the other parts of the South. Maybe they're from the West Coast or the Northeast. But hey, for those of you that are not familiar with the Deep South, for the most part, is relatively conservative. So if you have an issue with conservative political beliefs to the point where it makes you feel some kind of way, you might want to skip moving to the Deep South. I mean, rather it be Alabama or rather it be Georgia, there is a sharp difference between how people think and move in North Alabama versus in South Alabama, and same thing goes for Georgia. The way people think and move in North Georgia is gonna significantly differ than how people think and move in South Georgia. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing or it's a good thing. I'm just saying that there's a significant difference. So if you live in Georgia, if you're not from Georgia, and maybe you live in North Georgia, and maybe you're looking for a more affordable region of Georgia to reside, or whatever the case might be, that you might be wanting to move to South Georgia, just understand, if you come down here to South Georgia, don't look for North Georgia, because you will not find it. I mean, South Georgia is very much more so the old South, if you will. And again, I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's the old South. So that's all I gotta say on my commentary. So hopefully you guys got something out of it. And if you like what I do, you can give videos like this a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would highly appreciate that. And on that note, stay blessed, and I'll catch you all in the next one.